Hi friends, we are the voice against the biased media. The Browns is in the middle of a heated stadium lawsuits. Cleveland Browns made a move that felt bigger than the draft board. They took Shedeur Sanders. Now pause right there, because this wasn't some front office strategy from a coach or GM. This was an owner's pick. Jimmy Haslam stepped in, took the reins, and made a call that screamed business.
Am I upset with the Cleveland Browns right now? And now the Browns are moving to a suburb. So the Browns are right now in the city of Cleveland. And I know for a lot of teams, a lot of cities, their teams are maybe in the suburb. Okay, our team is in the city. The tax dollars go to the Cleveland public schools. And now they're going to go to Brook Park. This is some bullshit. Our kids deserve better. And I just hate, this is a money grab for the owners of the team. And I'm upset.
The Cleveland Browns just showed us their brand new $3.6 billion dome stadium.
Browns play their future home games largely depends on who you ask. Current lease is set to expire after the 2028 season. Cleveland Mayor Justin Bibb is adamant about keeping the Browns in Cleveland.
Let's keep it real. This wasn't just about football. See, when you're trying to push $1 billion stadium, you need more than a shovel and blueprints. You need buzz. You need momentum. You need someone who shifts the conversation. Shedeur does that. He walks in with legacy, presence, and attention baked in. He gives Cleveland something it's been starving for. Hope. Not hope in politics, not hope in litigation, but a fresh face that makes people believe again. Because stadiums don't sell themselves. They need a story. They need a face. And the Browns just found both. Let's be honest. This kid carries himself like a CEO. Smart, focused, calculated. The Sanders name still echoes across generations, but it's the way Shedeur moves that makes him powerful. Calm under pressure, polished in the spotlight, and tapped into a digital world the NFL barely knows how to use. He brings eyes, he brings jerseys, he brings conversation. In a city torn between old promises and new plans, he becomes the headline that cuts through all the noise. And while people argue over funding and location, Shedeur becomes the reason to believe the future is worth building. Literally. No, there's no official press release tying him to that billion-dollar stadium. But look at the timing. Look at the press. Look at how fast he became the story. You don't need a memo. You just need eyes. This is bigger than football. This is optics. This is politics. This is strategy. And whether people want to admit it or not, Shedeur might be the smartest move Jimmy Haslam ever made. Because he's not just the quarterback. He's the face of the Browns' billion-dollar plan. And it's only just beginning.
So the Browns have two options when their current stadium lease ends after the 2028 season. They could spend $1 billion to renovate their 25-year-old downtown stadium on Lake Erie, or they can build a massive stadium district 15 miles away in the suburb of Brook Park. It would be an indoor stadium and they'd be able to host events like the Super Bowl and the Final Four. They'll also have retail stores, restaurants, hotels, and there would be year-round experiences. The Browns really want to do this. They don't want to renovate their current stadium because they're not allowed to add a roof to that stadium. It's being reported the Browns already have an agreement in place to buy 176 acres of land in Brook Park, right next to the Cleveland Hopkins Airport. This project will be about $4 billion. 2.4 for the stadium, which half will be funded by taxpayers, and it'll cost more than $1 billion to build everything else around the stadium. And they're hoping that they're the first team in the AFC North to have an indoor stadium.
Tell me the Cleveland Browns, one of the original franchises, gave this man $230 million and they have no assurance that, what am I missing here?
A lot of money.
No. What am I missing here?
Ohio Senate Republicans just proposed using $1.7 billion from the state's unclaimed funds to help pay for sports and cultural projects. And guess what this includes? $600 million for a new Cleveland Browns stadium. This is your quick pause to either boo or clap at the news.
The battle over the Browns stadium is heating up. This time, though, It's in court. Today, the Haslam's attorneys argued for a judge to dismiss a lawsuit filed against them by the city.
Mayor Justin Bibb announced that despite the city's wishes, Browns owners Jimmy and Dee Haslam were relocating Browns Stadium from the lakefront to Brook Park. Quickly, the city of Cleveland made it clear they weren't going down without a fight, saying they plan to invoke the Art Modell law, playing in taxpayer-funded stadiums from moving to a new location without giving the city and residents the opportunity to buy the team. After hearing the city's intentions, the Browns proactively filed a federal lawsuit. Today, the Haslam's attorneys and city attorneys presented arguments before Cuyahoga County Judge Lauren Moore. The Haslam's attorneys argued for Judge Moore to either dismiss the city's lawsuit or to stay, which means pause, proceedings until the federal lawsuit was decided.
If the Browns move out of the city limits, it's terrible for the city. It's going to take tourism, it's going to take revenue, it's going to take people visiting away from downtown Cleveland, it's going to steal events. It's going to be really bad for our bottom line as a city, for a downtown regional economic hub. And as a Browns fan, I'm furious because I know that we're going to pay the most for it as fans.
If they decide to take the ball out to Brook Park, they said to us in a letter, to me personally, on May 15th, as you referenced, that we do not need county support to get this project done.
Well, it's official-ish. The Cleveland Browns are basically packing up for Brook Park, and the Cuyahoga County Council is no longer pretending that they are not interested.